Hey Feasters, welcome to episode 199, and by the end of this episode, you will be shocked because you will have the answer to this question and 3 others of your most asked questions, all with a follow-up. Welcome to the Ask Rezzz podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm here to help you get past those bumps in the road, those struggles, those things that hold you back from building an amazing and profitable freelance business each and every single day. So I want to share with you 4 statistics, and I think that you'll actually get the answer to today's question from them. Then I'll share what I do and why I do it. So today's question is, how many email follow-ups should I send? Well, here's stat 1. 80% of sales require 5 follow-ups after the first meeting and or conversation. Second stat is 44% of sales representatives give up after 1 follow-up, and the average give up after 2. Third stat, 50% of leads that enter a sales pipeline are not ready to buy in the near term. And the final one is, on average, decision makers consume 5 pieces of content before being ready to speak to a sales rep. Do you see a trend? Let me point out it again. 80% of sales require 5 follow-ups, and decision makers consume 5 pieces of content. So at a bare minimum, you need 5. For me, I keep following up until I get a no. And you may say, hey Jay, that seems kind of annoying. Well, hey, they came into my sales pipeline. If they don't want to hear from me, or they don't want the thing that I sell, then just tell me no, right? See, I've heard stories, both in person and read stories online, that from salespeople who have landed their quote unquote white whale with 50 plus follow-ups. It's about persistence and making yourself stand out that oftentimes win the project. Think about why remarketing ads work so well. No doubt you've been followed around the internet like myself a few times from looking at a product and or service. But then, after seeing it a few times, you've gone ahead and bought that thing. In episode 188, and I'll link this up in the show notes, the question was, what do you do to position yourself as an expert to leads? Well, I shared with you in that episode the result of a Twitter poll that I ran, which revealed that over half of those that answered this did not have a formal follow-up process, and 29% had a process that was just the, hey, I'm checking in to see if you got my last email follow-up. In Stop the Cycle, a course that Curtis McHale and I run, you learn the exact sequence of follow-up, the content within those emails, and how to progress your follow-up sequence so that signing on the dotted line makes perfect sense to your lead as the next step. But a simple follow-up can answer your most asked questions. And this is what the interesting part of all of this is. You want to stand out from the crowd. You want to position yourself as an expert to command higher rates. You want to close more deals. And you wonder how many times to quote-unquote bug a lead to sign that proposal. Well, you can kill 4 birds with 1 stone. Yes, I said 4 birds, not 2, 4 with just 1 stone. Just by having a simple 5-part follow-up sequence. Just by having a follow-up sequence, you are standing out in a much smaller percentage of service providers, according to the stats that I said at the top of the show. Having a follow-up sequence that provides the lead with resources and content give you the ability to close that education gap that decision makers need to do prior to signing on the dotted line. This also positions you as the expert in the space to that specific lead and not someone who's desperate for work. And if 80% of sales close after 5 touch points and the decision maker needs 5 pieces of content before making that decision, well, send off 5 follow-up emails. Makes perfect sense, right? So I want you to go ahead, and at the time of this recording, it's the end of November in 2018. If you want to make a difference in the next year, in 2019, just put a simple follow-up sequence in. Curtis and I tell you exactly what we've done over the past decade or so to build our business and follow up. But if that's not of interest to you, go ahead and look online, get the resources, links together, and build out that follow-up sequence. If you have a question, ask Rezzz. That's me. By following me on Twitter at Rezzz and asking me there, or head on over to my website, Rezzz.com. I answer everyone first through my newsletter. I send that out twice a week, so there's ample opportunities to ask your question and get your answer. Until next time, it's your time to live in the feast.